Have you ever wondered why Steve Perry, the golden voice of Journey, suddenly walked away at the height of fame? Fans were told it was because of a hip injury. But the truth is much deeper, more emotional, and even heartbreaking. This is the real story behind Steve Perry's shocking decision to leave Journey. In 1996, Journey made a big comeback after almost 10 years apart. Their reunion album, Trial by Fire, was a huge success. It reached number 3 on the Billboard charts and sold over 1 million copies. Songs like When You Love a Woman showed the band still had their magic. A world tour was already being planned, and fans were thrilled to see Steve Perry back on stage. Everything seemed perfect until disaster struck. During a vacation in Hawaii, Steve went hiking and suffered a serious hip injury. Doctors later told him he had a condition called avascular necrosis, meaning the bone in his hip was dying due to poor blood flow. The only way to fix it was through hip replacement surgery. But in the 1990s, that surgery was risky, with a long recovery time. Steve feared it might change his voice or stop him from performing again. The band waited for him to get better, but Steve kept delaying the operation. Months turned into more than a year. The other band members, especially Neil Schon and Jonathan Cain, grew frustrated as the reunion momentum faded. In 1998, they finally made the painful choice to continue without him. For Journey, it was business. For Steve, it was the end of an era. But there was more to Steve's exit than just a bad hip. In later interviews, he admitted that he was emotionally drained and spiritually empty. Fame had taken a heavy toll on him. The endless cycle of recording, touring, and pressure to stay successful had made him lose his love for music. He said he felt wrung out like a sponge. The man who once sang Don't Stop Believin' no longer believed in his own music. So Steve made a bold choice. He walked away from it all. No concerts, no albums, not even singing at home. He returned to his small hometown of Hanford, California, where he lived quietly, far away from fame. For years he avoided anything related to music. It was as if the voice of Journey had gone completely silent. Then something unexpected happened. In 2011, Steve met Kellie Nash, a psychologist battling stage 4 breast cancer. Despite her illness, Kellie's courage and love for life deeply inspired him. The two fell in love, and for the first time in years, Steve opened his heart again. Kellie knew he had hidden from the world for too long. Before she passed away in 2012, she made Steve promise not to disappear again, to go back to the music that once defined him. Kellie's death broke Steve's heart. But her final wish gave him new strength. Slowly, he began writing songs again. In 2014, after nearly 20 years, he surprised fans by performing live with the band Eels. The crowd went wild hearing that familiar voice again. Steve later said that it was Kellie's spirit that pushed him back to the stage. In 2018, he released his comeback album Traces. The songs were soft, emotional, and deeply personal, a tribute to love, loss, and healing. It wasn't about fame anymore. Steve said he made the album to rediscover his heart, not to chase success. Fans and critics praised it as one of his most honest works ever. Even though Journey was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2017, Steve chose not to perform with them. He thanked his bandmates and the fans, but it was clear that chapter of his life was closed. So why did Steve Perry really leave Journey? It wasn't just the hip injury. It was pain. Physical, emotional, and spiritual. He needed time to heal, to find himself again, and to remember why he loved music in the first place.